Hello, welcome to our study investigating training strategies for learning the nautical rules of the road. We are using a simulation trainer to teach you how to drive a ship in accordance with the nautical rules of the road. We want to investigate your preferred training strategy for learning to drive a vessel. The study has 4 major phases. In the first phase, you will start with an introduction and brief tutorial on the nautical rules of the road. Most importantly, you will be assigned a random alias which you will use through all phases of this study. Memorize it. Next, you will consent to this study and we will ask you some questions about your background. After these preliminaries, during the second phase, you will go through our training simulation software tutorial and take a quiz inside the simulation trainer. The quiz is designed to understand what you already know about the nautical rules of the road. You will then learn the nautical rules of the road as you undergo training using one learning method within the simulation trainer. At the end of this learning experience, we will ask you to answer questions about your learning experience. In Phase 3, you will take another quiz in the simulation trainer. In the fourth and final phase, we will ask you to learn the nautical rules of the road using a second, different, training method. We will then ask you to compare the learning method in Phase 2 with the training method in Phase 4. Before you start, know the following. Ships are much harder to drive than cars. They are huge, weigh much, and do not have brakes. Large tankers, for example, can take 3 miles to stop. Keeping this in mind, the key to good prudent ship driving is to identify risk of collision early and take action in accordance with the nautical rules of the road. Nautical rules of the road govern ship driving at sea. You need to know some vocabulary and 5 basic rules to drive ships at sea. All 5 rules concern just 2 ships, your ship and a target ship. Crossing giveaway. Crossing stand-on, overtaking giveaway, overtaking stand-on, head-on. These are the 5 scenarios. Own ship means your ship, and the target ship is the other ship that has a risk of collision with you. In the sea, angles are divided between 0 and 360. In this compass, we can see what it looks like. And while in real life, there are negative angles, but in the sea, there are no negative angles. In the sea, angles are divided between 0 and 360. In this compass, we can see what it looks like. And while in real life, there are negative angles, but in the sea, there are no negative angles. While filling out the captain's report, we have to fill in a couple of things. First one is vessel range. Vessel range means how far the vessel is which has the highest risk of collision. Next is the relative bearing, the clockwise angle in degrees from the vessel's heading to a straight line drawn from the observation station on the vessel to the object. For example, here, the relative bearing of the green vessel is 122 degrees, and the relative bearing of the black vessel compared to own ship is 322 degrees. The closest point of approach, CPA, is an estimated point where the distance between 2 objects will reach its minimum value. It's used to evaluate the risk of a collision between 2 ships. Here in this example, the green ship is heading towards the green line, the red vessel is heading towards the red line, and the black line represents the position where these 2 vessels will meet. In this example, the green vessel met the red vessel at its starboard quarter. At first, let's talk about the crossing situation. In this situation, the back vessel is own ship, and the green vessel is the target vessel. In this situation you are the stand-on vessel and the green vessel is the give-way vessel. That means you must stay on your course, and the green vessel will have to move around you. Now let's take a look at another crossing situation. In this situation, the back vessel is own ship and the green vessel is the target vessel. In this situation you are the give-way vessel, and the green vessel is the stand-on vessel. That means the green vessel will stay on its course and you have to move around it. Now let's take a look at the head-on situation where a vessel is directly moving towards you. Here the back vessel is own ship and the green vessel is the target vessel. In this situation, both you and the target are the give-way vessel and both of you have to move around each other. Now let's take a look at the overtaking situation where you are trying to overtake a vessel. Here the back vessel is own ship and the green vessel is the target vessel. Here you are the giveaway vessel and you have to move to starboard and go around the vessel, but on the other hand, the green vessel will stay on its course. Now let's take a look at the overtaking situation where you are trying to overtake a vessel. Here the back vessel is own ship and the green vessel is the target vessel. Here you are the giveaway vessel and you have to move to starboard and go around the vessel, but on the other hand, the green vessel will stay on its course. Now let's take a look at the overtaking situation where you are trying to overtake a vessel. Here the back vessel is own ship and the green vessel is the target vessel. Here you are the giveaway vessel and you have to move to starboard and go around the vessel, but on the other hand, the green vessel will stay on its course. Let's talk about why you need to check your bridge wings. A vessel might be too close to your vessel and it's possible that that vessel is not showing on the radar. Then if you maneuver your ship there is a risk of collision with the vessel close to you. So before maneuvering to starboard, you must check the bridge wings, which means you have to check on your port and starboard side and make sure there are no vessels nearby. The first thing that we can encounter in the radar is the ship that is in the center of the radar. This is own ship and all the answers should be according to this vessel. There are two radar modes, one is north up and another one is head up. In north up the vertical direction represents true north. In course up, the vertical direction of the display represents the desired course of the vessel. So the goal is to finish finding the target vessel and create a captain's report on it. If we click on the answer, we can see there is a form that we need to fill. At first we have to select the vessel. In order to select the vessel we need to open the radar and find the vessel that has a risk of collision with own ship. If we click on a vessel here then can see it automatically appear in the captain report and we can select it. If we click on a ship, we can see the direction of where the ship is moving, also we can see the details of the ship. For example, if we click on this vessel, we can see that it is not coming towards us, so it doesn't have a risk of collision with us, but if we click on this vessel, we can see it heading directly towards us. So it has a risk of collision with us. Now let's fill out the form according to this vessel. At first, we will select the vessel. After that, you need to select the vessel position, so the vessel is off my port bow. Then we have to find out the vessel range. To find the vessel range we can find the radar and on the right column, we can see the details of the ship. Now if we hover over the range parameter we can see that it shows the vessel range on yards. That's what we need to put in the captain's report. Next, we need to find the relative bearing of the ship. Again, if we open the radar and look at the right column where the ship information is being presented we can see a label named bearing. We just need to put this in the form. Now we find out the target angle by looking at the circle of the radar. If the vessel bearing is moving over time, then the target vessel has bearing drift, or else the target vessel has no bearing drift. Then we have to find the location of the closest point of approach. For example, the CPA of the target ship compared to own ship is here and this location is called port bow, so in the captain's report we will fill port bow. Now we have to find out the situation, as we can see by looking at the target vessel and own ship that this is a crossing situation, so we will fill out crossing from the drop-down, and own ship is the stand-on vessel and the target ship is the giveaway vessel. Since own ship is the stand-on vessel, so we will fill out stand-on from the drop-down. The last thing we have to fill out is the course of action, as our own ship is the stand-in vessel, so we will stay on course and move forward, so select hold course and speed. After that you have to check the bridge wings, so there are two sides of the ship, one is port and another is starboard, so we have to check both sides and look for any vessel closer to us before maneuvering. Finally, after checking the bridge wings, we can click on the answer and then click on the submit answer to submit the answer and go to the next question.